Okay. What I want us to do first is we're going to move our bodies a little bit. So I want you to take your hands, stretch them out, cross them at the elbows, flip the palms towards each other, interlace the fingers, and bring it up like this. We're gonna do the pretzel breath. This is one that you guys request all the time because you guys really like this one. So I think it will be helpful because as we transition into like a seated and calm area, this is what's going to be a good movement that's going to help us get there. So what's going to happen is we're going to exhale and release. And then inhale, bring it in. Now, let's say this feels weird in your body and it hurts and you don't like it. That's okay. Everybody's body is different. So for some people, this may not feel very good. In that case, you can just interlace your fingers and then bring them out and in. But this is another option for you. Okay. Or you can have like this, whichever. Got it? Or you can just sit and breathe. That's okay too. Let's go ahead and find our way back into the pretzel position. Perfect. Here you go. Are we good?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think people like going down.
Yep, good picture. All right. Inhale. And then exhale, release. Perfect. Here we go. Inhale again. Bring it on in. And exhale. Here comes the air, y'all. It's going to be great. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do maybe 2 more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. I have something different for us to do today, which I'm really excited about. We're going to get to it first. Next thing we're going to do, let's floss our back. I think that will feel good too. So take your hands oppositely. You're going to take your palms away from each other. Round the back. See how I'm making like a curve with my back? Yes, like you're slouching. Inhale, pull the elbows out and notice your hands are flipping. The palms are now towards each other. Heart comes forward, elbows come back. All right. Exhale, round the back. Here we go. Inhale, pull up. Great for flossing the back. Your back, just rest your arms for a second. We'll come back to this. Your back, your spine is your like highway of your nervous system, right? So your brain sends messages down your spine and then those messages go out to your extremities. So like if you were to touch a prickly like plant like a cactus, your hand would pull away really quickly because your brain received information from your finger that it hurt and your brain said, well, move out of the way then. And so you move, right? But we want to make sure that highway, that the traffic's flowing really nice on our spinal highway. So we're going to floss our back. Here we go. Round the back. And inhale. I need to hear you breathing. Now, like I got people going out. We're pulling back. So you're not doing arms out like YMCA. You're pulling them back. All right, here we go. Exhale, let the air out. Inhale, pulling back. Perfect. Exhale. Let's do 3 more of these. Inhale and exhale. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Perfect. Float the hands down. A lot of you guys are just sitting, and that's okay. I don't mind that. I think that's fine. If it hurts, absolutely sit through it and don't do it if it feels weird in your body. There's a difference between discomfort and pain. So if it feels uncomfortable, then it might be an okay stretch to do because it's going to feel good in your body eventually to stretch it out. Stretches are supposed to be a little uncomfortable, but if it feels painful, absolutely don't do it, right? I don't ever want you guys to be hurting your bodies. That's not okay. So let's just sit for a second. We're going to do our weather report. So take your attention and put it on what's going on inside right now. There's some feeling there that I know because that's what it is to be a human being. You always have some sort of feeling driving the brain. So you don't have to come up with a word for what your feeling is, but I just want you to take your attention and kind of notice, ooh, what am I feeling today? And then I want you to assign it to, I'm going to change it up today. Let's do a flavor of ice cream. So I want you to think about what your feeling is and if it was a flavor of ice cream. Now, it can be a flavor that you like, but don't think about what's my favorite flavor of ice cream. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking if your feelings right now that you have were a type of ice cream, what would it be? Okay, so I'll give you a moment because I know that one's different than normal. So think about that for a second. Very curious to see what you guys say. I think this will be interesting. Just a second. I'm never gonna make you share. It's always an option, but I would love to hear if you're willing to share what that is. So yes, right here. What's your flavor?
Mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip. So, and you can say, why if you want. You don't have to. You can just say, no, it's mint chocolate chip. But you don't have to. Yep.
Like the cookies and cream, kind of like there's 2 different flavors together.
2 different flavors together. So cookies and cream. Perfect. Yes.
It's kind of, I can't really describe it, but it's like an ice cream that makes you energetic,
Okay.
and like around it has like fudge that's hardened. So
Okay. Okay, because you can control it. You try and control it, or you can control it. You can. Okay. So, and I'm repeating for this, like an energetic type ice cream, but it's got that hardened fudge around it because you're controlling it. Very interesting. I love the imagery. See, this is very fascinating. Yes.
cookies with cream because I don't really like.
Okay, cookies and cream, but you don't really like cookies and cream. And that's the thing that's cool about this is like for some people, cookies and cream is like, I feel amazing. For other people, cookies and cream is like, I feel like cookies and cream today. And I don't like cookies and cream. So, yes.
I feel like pistachio.
Pistachio.
I just don't like the feeling I'm feeling. Like it's like weird.
Okay.
Like, I feel fuzzy. Like
Okay.
you know when you're hanging on your head for so long, you have like a static feeling.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
You
feeling.
feel weird. So you feel like pistachio. That's fascinating. See, I changed it up on y'all. It wasn't weather today. I changed it up on you. Yep.
Rose.
Like a rose flavored ice cream. That
I've
sounds
tried it.
awesome. Is that a good thing?
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Wait,
Yes.
just like explain mine. I was like mint chocolate chip because like I'm just feeling neutral today.
Neutral. Okay. I feel like ice cream that's got pop rocks in it because I don't feel spicy, but I definitely like feel like occasionally if we were to eat ice cream, my son really loves ice cream at shops that's like definitely the kind that's like meant for kids, like Superman ice cream or like Shrek ice cream or whatever. Or they're like ice cream with pop rocks and like it like does the pop rocks in your mouth. And like I feel like that's how I am right now. It's like little bursts of like energy, sometimes good, sometimes bad. That's how I feel like I'm pop rock today. Like, yes.
I was wondering something.
Yep.
I said rose because it's a new flavor, but at the same time it's good.
Okay, new flavor, but good. Got it. Okay. We're gonna move on. That was really interesting. So last thing I want to show you, I want you to take your hands, I want you to rub them together like this. Now, if we're rubbing it like this, what do you think is gonna happen? Nothing. Nothing. Give it some juice, people. There you go. Rubbing the hands, making it warm. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm taking my glasses off. Y'all know it's serious business. Take your hands, take your hand. It is like making a fire. And once you've got them good and warm, place them gently on your eyes and just press a little bit. Don't shove your hands to your eyes, just press gently. I'll tell you why we're doing this in a second. Hold it there for about 10 more seconds. All right, now release. And let me tell you what's going on here. So I'm going to get out one of my little signs that's over there. So give me a second. I gotta hang some of these up. I keep just grabbing papers and not returning them. Okay. Let me show you what this is. I think that will help understand what we just did. This is the vagus nerve. So your vagus nerve is like the longest nerve in your body, basically. And it starts in your brain and it travels all the way down to the base of your spine. Okay. What does a vagus means wandering? So it's like really long. It's called the wandering nerve. What does the vagus nerve do? Well, I'm going to make it very, 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 very simple. Okay. Because there's a lot of things. One of the things it does, it helps you chill out. Okay. The vagus nerve helps you calm down. It helps communicate and activate the side of your nervous system that's like rest, digest, chill out, like time to be calm. We want to activate this because this is going to help us calm down, right? When this thing gets going, we feel chill. Okay. One of the ways you can do that is, fun fact, the vagus nerve wraps around your eyeballs. So it wraps around your eyeballs. And when you rub your hands and you no, those are capillaries. When you rub your hands and you press on there, it wakes up your vagus nerve and says, time to chill out. This is why babies rub their eyes when they're tired. What are they doing? They're stimulating their vagus nerve.
So they're smarter than
It makes them go, well, it's intuition. It's intuition. Other ways you can wake up your vagus nerve: drinking cold water, taking a cold shower, singing. That's why we feel good when you just like sing, or like if you're like in the car and you're like singing out loud with your friends, that helps. Laughing, helps. Humming, that kind of helps because it also goes down your throat and you're stimulating your throat. So vagus nerve helps chill out. So that's what we just did is we told our vagus nerve time to wake up and chill us out. And I may not know the answer to some of these things because I'm not a neuroscientist. So if you're going to ask me questions about this, please know the answer might be, I don't know. Yes.
So like by like rubbing your eyes like this, like that. It does it like all the time.
It what?
I do that like all the time.
Yeah, well, it's when you're sleepy, you do that because your vagus nerve is like time to chill out. It helps you go to sleep too. That's why babies do that. Yep.
How would someone want to take a cold shower?
Oh, it's actually really, really good for you. There's so many benefits. I will bring that up later because I'm gonna look it up for you. I love a hot shower, but I do cold water therapy is what it's called sometimes, where I go into the shower and I stay under the ice cold water until I can get my breathing settled. Y'all think I'm playing when I do this mindful stuff and I lead it. Y'all, this is the stuff I integrate into my own life on purpose. It will help you have better skin, better hair, but what that does inside, cold water therapy makes you less stressed. Like legitimately is a great way to handle anxiety. So I go in and now another way you can do it is not to just go, people will go like plunge into ice cold waters, like in the Arctic to do this, like in Scandinavia, they do this for fun, like just jump and swim in the fresh water. You can do this with an ice bath or a cold shower. The other thing it can help do is, especially if you're feeling really panicked and really worked up, that's why I say put some water on your face. Putting cold water on your face alone will help settle you down when you're feeling really worked up. So if you feel like you're about to have a panic attack, don't knock the cold shower, don't knock the cold water on the face. And I would not just flick water on the face. I literally, if you're feeling like you're really, get some water and just cold water, put it on your face because it will help you settle your body. It wakes up this part. Now it also makes you more alert, but like you tend to be more resilient and you tend to be able to handle challenging things more when you've taken cold water showers. So that's why I do it sometimes, not all the time. I also love steaming hot shower, but cold water, there's a lot of research that shows that it can benefit you. And I'm happy to look that up for you guys if that's something you're interested in. Yes.
All right. So like when like taking a cold shower, like do you like yourself just like put it like on cold and then like go into the shower? Or do you,
No.
like do it from hot and then
I tend to go in when it's warm, like not hot, but like lukewarm, like warm-ish. And then I kind of ease myself into where it's all the way, like slowly make it all the way to the right, which is the cold part. And I can feel it then. And then I sit there and I go, okay, it's cold. And sometimes I don't make it all the way. Sometimes it's like, that's cold enough for me today. I don't feel like getting ice cold. And so I'll put it on as soon as I feel like this is as much as I can handle. I sit until I can take slow breaths. That I don't wait for a certain amount of time. I just sit there and go, I'm able to take slow breaths now. Okay, now and then what I do is I go back to hot because it feels so good after the cold shower. And then I get out of the shower and I'm like, I'm ready to do anything difficult today because I have just taken a cold shower. Whoop, yes. All good. I'm going to show you something a little different today, if that's okay. I have something for you. I mean, it's very short and I'm going to read it to you. Okay, so settle in, and then we're going to discuss because this is one of my favorite, and it's not really a poem, but it's kind of a poem. It's almost like a folk tale. Okay, don't get cozy, don't take a nap because it's not long, and then we're going to talk about it. You ready? Okay, stay with me. There once, hang on, are we ready? If y'all getting cozy, it's because you're listening, right? All right. There once was a poor farmer who lived with his young son in a beautiful valley a long time ago. So picture that right now. A poor farmer who lives with his young son in the beautiful valley.
Wait, did you say what?
Poor. Yep. Doesn't have any money. Out of the blue, a fine looking stallion. So we're like talking nice horse. You might have heard it from me. Walked into the farm one day. The neighbors were jealous, and they proclaimed that he was lucky because he could sell the stallion and earn a fortune. But the humble farmer merely replied, good thing, bad thing, who knows? The next day, the horse ran away. This time, the neighbors hurried over to offer their sympathy. That's too bad. You could have made so much money, they said. And the farmer's reply was, good thing, bad thing, who knows? The day after, the horse came back, bringing along with it a few more horses. the neighbors once again lauded the good fortune of the farmer. They're like, dude, you really lucked out. Again, all the old man could say was good thing, bad thing, who knows? Then, when the farmer and his son were out raising the horses, one of the horses kicked the boy and injured him critically. The boy was crippled for life. The neighbors moaned, "Who will marry your son now? This is very unfortunate." But the farmer's reaction was, good thing, bad thing, who knows? Soon afterwards, a war broke out in the area, and all the young men who were in good physical condition were drafted to fight in the war. The farmer's son, who had the crippled leg, was the only one that was spared from having to go to war. The only comfort the farmer offered his neighbors were good thing, bad thing, who knows? So life went on for the farmer. So join me back up. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I love this poem, not just for, it's not really a poem, but like this story, not just for this, but I also will like share with my friends, like literally my adult friends who are like, I don't know, it's just, it comes up a lot for me and I will share it in conversation. So what do you think the point of it is, I guess, or any takeaways that you have? Yeah.
Like things will like work out.
Things will work out.
I have a question. What is crippled here?
Like he was unable to use his leg, like his leg no longer functioned. Yep.
Oh, it's crazy.
The farmer's crazy. I don't think so.
Because he's like good thing, bad thing. I don't know.
Maybe he sounds crazy, but I think he's actually on to something.
He's saying that when his son gets injured, and he just says that.
But I get that's like, it's clearly not a great thing when your son gets injured. But what do you think the point of the story is? And the point is not the farmer is crazy. What is the point of the story? Yeah.
What if like the horses are supposed to like symbolize like how they injured or just did nothing? So like you can't really do anything about it. Instead just take care of it.
Yeah. So a little bit of releasing stuff, right? Like some things just happen out of our control. That's true. Yeah.
So basically, like good thing, is basically random. Then like just like a bad thing. So it's 50-50. Like you could have a good chance of not going to war, like his kid did. And if it was like 50% bad, then he would have gone to war with his crippled leg.
So I think you're onto something. Here's what I love about this story and why I think so. It's that when something happens to us, we tend to think, let's say something bad happens to us. I can't go to this event I wanted to go to. It was a concert and I can't go because my mom's car broke down. But then you realize that the concert was actually, like terrible and big fights broke out and everybody was miserable because it was hot and so it's actually a good thing you didn't get to go. So when something happens, we're really quick to say that's a good thing or that's a bad thing. But what the farmer is saying is we don't know yet. Sometimes stuff happens to us and we don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing yet. Something could happen and it's like, oh, that was actually a good thing. So I'll give you an example from my own personal life. Okay. 2 years ago, my family decided to have a Christmas gathering for the holidays. And someone at the gathering had been exposed to COVID. So they were like, he was like, I don't have it, but my roommate from college has it. But I feel fine. I'm gonna go to the party. I think I'm okay. And it's not a big deal. It'll be fine. And so me and my husband discuss and we say, you know what? Even though he doesn't have COVID, he's just been exposed. We're just going to stay at home. And I'll tell you that there are people in my family who were like, why would you do that? This is our Christmas party. You're going to miss it. That's such a bummer. Like I had someone call us specifically and be like, I can't believe you're not coming. That's so sad. We're not going to see you this year. What a bummer. And it was like really tough decision. We're like, oh, this is such a bad thing. Like, did we do the right thing? Like, was this like weird of us to do to say we're not going to go to this party? And then guess what happened? Everybody got COVID because the person who was exposed ended up testing positive and a bunch of people at that party ended up getting it. And if that had happened, I would have missed out on a trip. If I had gone to the party and gotten it, I wouldn't be able to go on a trip that I had paid for a week later. That was part of the decision. So it was actually a good thing that we didn't go because then I was able to still go on my trip. My family didn't get sick. My small children did not get sick. I hated it for everybody else, but it was one of those things where it's like, it looks like a bad thing at first, but then it ended up being a good thing that we didn't go. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying here. It's like, obviously it's not good when your kid gets hurt, but if the horse comes, people will be like, that's a good thing. And then he's like, well, then the horse ran away. Like, oh, that's a bad thing. He's like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing yet or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And then the horse, he ran off. Why? To bring back more horses. So it actually was a good thing for the horse to go back, because then he brought more horses with him. Like,
the bad thing that it could be
I believe it was about, exactly. That's life, y'all. Some stuff like that's horrible that I lost that job. But then it was good that I got a new one that I liked even more and paid more money. But then I hated it because it was not fun, because it was stressful. But then I ended up, meeting my best friend. It's like, stuff is not as black and white as that was a good thing and that was a bad thing. Much in life is very gray area. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this guy is saying, is like, if we release ourselves from thinking, oh, I didn't get into the college level class I wanted at the high school, that's a bad thing. But then instead you get into a different class and you end up loving it. And then maybe you find out that's your career path. That's the thing you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, life unfolds in weird ways. And if we start to say that's a good thing, that's a bad thing, that's a bad thing, that's a good thing, you don't know yet half the time. Now, some stuff really is definitively bad. Like when I had my car wreck last year and I had COVID at the same time, that was a different time I had COVID. That was horrible. There was nothing good about that situation. But some stuff looks one way and ends up being the other. Or someone can say, I have something good for you. I'm going to make you the leader of this club at the middle school. You're going to be in charge of this. It's going to be great. And you're like, cool, this is going to look so good. I'm going to be so excited. And then you end up miserable because it's too much work and nobody listens to you and you have to come in early and you don't enjoy it. Like, what I'm trying to say is mindfully keep your distance from the stuff that happens and don't assign it good or bad yet. Some stuff will be obvious, but some stuff is very much gray area. You can go, I don't know if that's good or bad yet. I'm waiting to find out. Yes.
So you know how how you said that you were talking about like good, like something bad happens and then a good thing happens?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what happened with like the son got kicked in the leg.
Mm-hmm.
So since he had crippled legs, he didn't have to go to war.
Exactly. So that's what he's saying, is like, that was obviously a bad thing. We don't want anybody to get hurt. But out of that bad thing, there was a good side, right? So I guess instead of getting so down and so bummed about the bad stuff that happens sometimes, now obviously, again, there's some stuff that really is bad. But when something bad happens and something's a real bummer, just hold on, because a good thing may come out of that. You just don't know about it yet. Yes.
Like, that's when people say like bad things happen for a reason. Like they say like you can like get like let me think, like you can get like very sick
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't go to anywhere, and there you were supposed to have a party from a friend, but you couldn't. So like that friend managed to have like some sort of disease or something bad
Mhm.
happen,
Yeah.
and you managed to like miss out from like a
Yes.
sickness.
I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me where I wanted to go to something and then I wasn't able to for some reason, but then I found out later that the thing I was trying to do was actually horrible, like, or no one had a good time, or was not what people thought it was. And like, you didn't miss anything. I really wish I had gone. You're like, oh, I guess it was a good thing that I couldn't go, So instead of losing all this emotional energy at assigning whether things are good or bad, hold things at a distance and go, I just don't know yet. I don't know if it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching.